All right, welcome back to another episode of Chip Theory. Today I'm talking about the key of, it's a modal key, the modal Phrygian. In this case, we're looking at F sharp Phrygian. Here we have the chips laid out with F sharp on the far left. You can see the three black keys here, and then followed by the two white keys on this side. This being C right here. So we have C, B, A sharp A, G sharp G, F sharp to the left of C, and to the right we have C sharp D, D sharp E, and F for our 12 notes of the octave. Phrygian mode is clearly the third mode of the major scale. The Ionian mode is going to be the third mode of that, meaning that our root, our relative major key, would be starting on this note here, the D. Given that in Phrygian, the D is the sixth note of a Phrygian scale, always the relative major of your Phrygian mode is on the sixth degree of the Phrygian scale. We could count half steps from this note to find our Phrygian scale starting on the D, but which is just simply, a D major scale starting on the F sharp, like this. You have the F sharp Phrygian mode that way, or you can figure it out using a pattern of whole and half steps that are similar to the major scale pattern, and that is simply the major scale pattern backwards. So, the major scale is a whole, half, whole, half series of tones and semitones, whole, half, whole, half. The Phrygian mode is simply that pattern in reverse. So we're starting at the end of the major scale pattern, and we're saying a half step, a whole, half, whole, and your final whole step will be from here to the octave. Coming down is going to be the major scale pattern. So we're going to have a whole, half, whole, and half. But going up is simply that in reverse. Half, whole, half, whole. That's your Phrygian mode. Realizing this, we can remove the notes that are not in our Phrygian modal scale. Leaves us with our two blue chips here that are the relative sharps from D major. We're starting on the F sharp. So our notes are F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and E. Again, if we were to give these scale degrees their degree number based on the relative major scale, you're simply going to have a 3 here. The F sharp is 3 of D, the 4 of D, 5, 6, 7, the root D on the 6th degree, and the E are 2 here on the 7th from F sharp Phrygian. Given this, we can determine our triads of the key. We're going to have F sharp, A, and C sharp, which is a minor chord, using the 3, 5, 7 of D, F sharp, A, C sharp. Here we have our flat 2, major 7, G, B, D, and what would be F sharp, but we're just going to leave the triad for now. So it's a major triad, G, B, D. 4, 6 root of D. Again, our scale degrees are going to be from our relative major, so that we don't have to try to remember flat this, flat that. Clearly you can see here, this is the F sharp major scale with a flat 2, a flat 3, a flat 6, and flat 7. Again, we've taken a G sharp and flatted it to G natural. We've taken an A sharp and flatted it to A. We've taken our 6, a D sharp and flatted it to D, and our 7, E sharp, and flatted it to E. Once again, our third chord here is going to be the 5 of D, A, C sharp, and E. Again, it's major, in the third degree of F sharp Phrygian. Our flat 3 major, A major. We have B, D, F sharp on our fourth lane here, our fourth triad. It's going to be minor. B, D, and F sharp, minor. Our fifth is C sharp, E, G. Again, in Phrygian, your fifth chord is a half diminished, starting on the C sharp, E, and G, or the 7, 2, 4 of your relative major. 7, 2, 4 is a diminished chord. Here on our sixth spot, we have D, F sharp, A. It's going to be our flat 6 major triad, D, F sharp, A. Again, it's our root, third, and fifth from D on the sixth chord of Phrygian. The seventh is E, G, and B, which is minor, or 2, 4, 6 of D. Again, simply try to remember that F sharp is 3, and then the numbers go consecutively to the root. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root, or 1, to D, and 2 is E. Backwards is 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Then it would cycle back around to 2, 1. We're starting on, this is our keynote here, so F sharp is our tonal center. Realizing that, we can build our seventh chords based on F sharp, giving us, from the alternating from this scale, these tones. Or if you'd like to think of them as scale degrees, it's the 3, 5, 7, 2 minor 7 chord, F sharp, A, C sharp, and E. Now the 3, 5, 7, 2 minor 7, the specific minor 7 chord we're talking about, it's going to be our 3 minor 7 from relative major here on the first position of Phrygian, which is has a 1 plus 2s between its minor third intervals. So what that means is from F sharp to A, you have a 1 plus 2. F sharp to G is 1 half step, and G to A is 2. So of course F sharp to A together will be 3. 1 plus 2. These two notes here. Again, from this minor third, from the minor third, a 3, 4, 3 spacing, we have another minor third here from C sharp to E. You can see here from C sharp to E in the scale, you have 1 half step from C sharp to D, and 2 half steps from D to E, giving us a 1 plus 2 there as well. So here, these two degrees are the same. C sharp to E is a 1 plus 2 as well. So 3, 5, 7, 2 is always 1 plus 2s, so it's an easy way, if you're playing your scale quickly, to remember which scale you're playing in, because that's a 1 plus 2, and you know if there's an accidental there or not, or if you need to play a black key or a white key next from this chord. 3-5-7-2, our 2 chord of F sharp Phrygian. It's going to be the flat 2 or a G major 7, flat 2. All right, the numbers of this one are 4, 6, root, and the third. You can figure those out from D major. 4 of D is G. 6 of D was, right, B. Root of D is D, clearly, and the third of D is F sharp. So we have G, B, D, F sharp, or a flat 2 major 7. It's a 4-3-4 spacing. Again, our flat 2 has a pattern of a 2+1 for its minor third. This being the 4 chord of the major scale. 4 chords always have a 2+1 on their minor third here. So from B to D, right, would be here to here. You have 2 half steps between B and C sharp. B to C sharp will be 2 plus the 1 from C sharp to D. And that's the format, that's the structure of this chord always in all keys. You have, for the 4-6 root 3 chord, you have a 2+1 interval in the middle. These are 2+2s and a 2+1 in the middle for your G major 7, or flat 2 major 7 in F sharp Phrygian. Your 3 chord is a flat 3, A dominant 7, A, C sharp, E, and G. Now, A, C sharp, E, G is a dominant 7 chord, meaning that it has a 4-3-3 spacing, or a minor third here between A and C above a major triad, D, F sharp, A, or, sorry, A, C sharp, E. Again, this is 5-7-2-4. Now, your dominant 7 chords in all keys are always the scale degrees, number 5, number 7, number 2, and number 4. And yes, dominant 7 in root position is always a 4+3+3 spacing. And they're always 2+2 plus 1+2 plus 2+1. So again, F sharp, sorry, I keep saying the wrong thing. C sharp, this is A, dominant 7, A, C sharp, E, G. From A, wherever A is, A to C sharp is a major third. From C sharp to E is the interval I'm talking about, with a minor third, C sharp to E. You have, in this key, a 1+2 here. From E to G, this note to this note, you have a 2+1. E to F sharp is 2 half steps, and F sharp to G is 1. So here we have 2+2, 1+2, and a 2+1. And that holds true for all dominant 7 chords. All your 5-7-2-4 chords in all keys and all modes will have, in root position, a 1+2 minor third here and a 2+1 minor third here. A, C sharp, E, and G. So you can try to memorize that and remember that, and it will help you know where you are in your scale. In this particular position, it's the flat 3 of F sharp Phrygian. Our 4 chord is going to be 6 root 3rd 5th, or minor 7, B, D, F sharp, and A. Again, this is the 6th, the root, B, D, the third F sharp, and the fifth A for a B minor 7 chord. This minor 7 chord is going to be different than this minor 7 in that it mixes up the threes. You have a 2 plus 1 here on the bottom, and the 1 plus 2 is on the top. And this is normally your 6th chord of relative major, which is going to be B minor 7. So from B to D is a 2 plus 1, B to C sharp is 2, and C sharp to D is 1. So 2 plus 1 gets you from B to D, and then D to F sharp is a major third, 2 plus 2, and then F sharp to A is F sharp to G, and then G to A, 1 plus 2. So 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2, which is different here than the first chord. The first chord was both 2 plus 1s for its thirds, right? Here in our third position, the dominant 7 was 1 plus 2 in the center and 2 plus 1 for the second one. But this minor third chord is going to be a 2 plus 1 on the bottom and a 1 plus 2 for the top. Okay? So although they're the same quality, they're both minor 7 chords. Their minor thirds are structured slightly differently based on the scale. And they always hold that structure no matter what position they're in. If you learn them, it's easier to learn these on the Ionian mode, and then when they're shifted around, it's easier to tell which chord is what from Ionian. This being Phrygian, this would be the third chord and the 6th chord, which is why, you know, when we say the scale degrees, we have the 6 here, 6, root, 3rd, 5th of our relative major D. So we know this is the minor third that would be sitting on the 6th position of Ionian, but in Phrygian, it's on the 4th position. On the 5th position here, we have C sharp, E, G, and B. C sharp, E, G, and B is going to be your 7, 2, 4, 6. Now the scale degrees of 7, 2, 4, 6 are always in a major mode, half diminished, 7. So we know this is going to be C sharp half diminished 7, meaning that it has a 3, 3, 4 spacing. And our 1 plus 2s are going to be 1 plus 2 here, followed by 2 plus 1, followed by a major third. Okay? 2 plus 2, half steps. So from C sharp to E, you have from C sharp to D is 1, from D to E is 2, so 1 plus 2. From E to G, we have here E to F sharp is 2, and F sharp to G is 1, 2 plus 1 here. And from G to B is a major third, excuse me, for 4 half steps, 2 plus 2, scale degrees, right? Or you have your 7, 2, 4, 6, 5, half diminished 7 of F sharp Phrygian, C sharp, E, G, B. Our 6th chord is a flat 6 and it's major 7. This was a chord, our 1 chord from a relative major of D. So we have the root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th from D on the 6th position. D, F sharp, A, and C sharp. And hopefully understanding these intervals and these scale degrees will make these chords and scales more usable, more playable, if you understand their scale degrees from the relative major, along with the degree of the Phrygian mode. So here, our 1 chord from major is on the 6th position, just like our root was. So this chord built on the root is the same as the 1 chord from the relative major of D. So we have a 4, 3, 4 spacing for major 7 chords with a 1 plus 2 interval for our minor third in the center of the major 7. So from F sharp to A is a 1 plus 2, F sharp to G, and G to A is 1 plus 2 for your scale. And that will hold true in all keys, in all major scales, all Phrygian modes, all the way around the circle. These intervals will always be a 1 plus 2 for the 6th chord of Phrygian, or the 1 chord of Ionian, or the 7 chord of Dorian, whatever it happens to be. Okay, whatever position that your root 3rd, 5th, 7th is in, it will always be a major 7, and it will always have a 1 plus 2 in the center. Our 7th position here is going to be an E minor 7, or flat 7, E, G, B, and D. Again, our flatted 7 is from E sharp to E natural. So we could put a red chip there to denote that that is the white chip that's been flatted from E sharp to E if we wanted to. So this is our 2nd degree of D, 2, 4, 6 root, E, G, B, D. Okay? Flat 7, minor 7. And this minor 7 has 2 plus 1s between its intervals. Okay? This would be the 2 chord of your major scale, or it's a 7 here in Phrygian. But it has 2 plus 1s between E and G. You have E to F sharp is 2, and F sharp to G is 1. So remembering we have an F sharp, you have 2 plus 1 here. And again, up here you have 2 plus 1. From B to D, you have B, C sharp, which is 2, and C sharp to D is 1. So that's a good way to remember the scale that you're in. E, G, B, D in this position is 2 plus 1s in Phrygian. All right. Again, we had a 1 is a minor 7, F sharp minor 7, or 2, flat 2 is the G major 7. Our flat 3 is A dominant 7. Our 4 is B minor 7. Our 5 is C sharp half diminished. Our 6 is flat 6 is D major 7. And our flat 7 is E minor 7. Okay. We can talk about the inversions of these chords. Again, I'm not going to confuse anyone more with the scale degrees and the inversions. You're just going to have to learn those and understand your D major scale degrees well enough to be able to pick those out on your own. For now, I'm just going to concentrate on the spacing of the intervals of the particular chord. So for our minor 7, we have a 3-4-3 spacing, an F sharp minor 7 here. In first inversion, it's going to be a 4-3-2 spacing. Here starting on the 3rd of the chord, A, C sharp, E, F sharp. The second inversion is a 3-2-3 spacing. It's always 3-2-3 for minor 7 chords. We have C sharp, E, F sharp, A. And in this position, our third inversion, it is always 2-3-4. E to F sharp is 2, F sharp to A is 3, and A to C sharp is 4. Downwards is C sharp, A, F sharp, E. A, F sharp, E, C sharp, and F sharp, E, C sharp, A. Finally back in root position, E, C sharp, A, F sharp for our 1 minor 7 of F sharp Phrygian. Our flat 2 major 7 is G, B, D, F sharp, or a 4-3-4 spacing. In first inversion, we have a 3-4-1 starting on B, B, D, F sharp, G, followed by a 4-1-4 starting on D, D, F sharp, G, B, followed by 1-4-3 starting on F sharp, G, B, D. Coming down is D, B, G, F sharp, B, G, F sharp, D, G, F sharp, D, B, and F sharp, D, B, G. Our flat 3, dominant 7, was A, C sharp, E, G, or a 4-3-3 spacing for dominant 7s. In first inversion, our dominant 7 chord has a 3-3-2 spacing starting on C sharp. C sharp, E, G, A. The second inversion, 3-2-4 starting on E, E, G, A, C sharp, to a 2-4-3 starting on G, G, A, C sharp, E, coming down as E, C sharp, A, G, C sharp, A, G, E, A, G, E, C sharp, and G, E, C sharp, A. All right, our fourth chord was a minor 7, B minor 7 in this position, which is a 3-4-3 spacing. Moving our B to the top, we have a 4-3-2 starting on D, D, F sharp, A, B, to our 3-2-3 inversion starting on F sharp, A, B, D, to a 2-3-4 starting on A, B, D, F sharp. Coming down as F sharp, D, B, A, D, B, A, F sharp, B, A, F sharp, D, and A, F sharp, D, B. All right, our 5 chord was a C sharp half diminished, or minor 7 flat 5. It's a 3-3-4 spacing. Moving our C sharp to the top, we have a 3-4-2 starting on E, E, G, B, C sharp, to a 4-2-3 starting on G, G, B, C sharp, E, to our 2-3-3 starting on B, B, C sharp, E, G. Coming down is G, E, C sharp, B, E, C sharp, B, G, C sharp, B, G, E, and B, G, E, C sharp. Our 6th chord was our major 7, flat 6 chord, or D major 7, 4-3-4, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, followed by a 3-4-1 starting on F sharp, A, C sharp, D, to a 4-1-4 starting on A, C sharp, D, F sharp, to our 1-4-3 starting on C sharp, D, F sharp, A. Coming down is A, F sharp, D, C sharp, F sharp, D, C sharp, A, D, C sharp, A, F sharp, and C sharp, A, F sharp, D. Finally, our 7 chord, or flat 7, minor 7, was E, G, B, and D. Moving our E to the top, this was a 4-3-2 position, starting on G, G, B, D, E, followed by 3-2-3, starting on B, B, D, E, G, followed by a 2-3-4, starting on D, D, E, G, B. Coming down as B, G, E, D, G, E, D, B, E, D, B, G, and D, B, G, E. Okay, so those are your inversions of F sharp Phrygian 7 chords. You have a minor 7 in the first row, a flat 2 major 7, a flat 3 dominant 7, a 4 minor 7, a 5 half diminished 7, a flat 6 major 7, and a flat 7 minor 7. Those are the diatonic chords of F sharp Phrygian.